That sums it up. Look. I don't know anymore, man. I just don't. Oh, the strangers. You guys know I like the first one. I really like the second one. Right? The original Strangers, first one. Pray at Night, the second one. Not this stuff. They said they're going to do a trilogy. And the problem with trilogies is that, especially if they're set up from the beginning, is that there are specific things you can do. You cannot kill off specific characters, which means the tension out the window. That was me. Almost out the window and hitting a cat. And I said that in the first one, where it's like there are moments, and it's frustrating because not only can you not do something, they set up moments in which they can do something, but they don't, because if they did, there would not be a part 2 and 3. Ryan in the first film has one of them right there. There are points where he's got a gun right pointed at them and doesn't shoot him, because if he did, the movie would be over. I think he knocks one down with an axe in the first one and could take him out, but don't. And that's here. She has a gun. She shoots one bullet. Throws it away. Don't even know if it's empty. She throws it away and continues running. This movie is a continuous running scene. She's in the hospital. There's some dialogue. And you get 45 minutes of nothing but her running from the strangers with very little dialogue. Really. There's running. She gets picked up. And it's her nurse and her nurse's roommate. And then two other guys get in. And you get that scene from the trailer where she freaks out twice. Because first, it's not even like, I can see the scene from the trailer where you have the guys who are purposely act like assholes because you're supposed to believe one of them is the strangers. Right? You can see that. But she freaks out when they lock the door. She's like, no, let me go. And I'm just like, why? She just locked the door. Is that... Oh, because she heard over here that she has ex-military training? What? I don't know. I really don't know. And then the guy's getting it. She starts freaking out again. She runs out of the car. And she's chasing again. And it's one of those things where it frustrates you. No matter where she goes, the strangers seem to keep catching up with her. Even when it makes no fucking sense for them to catch up with her. She's running. And then she finds someone. The strangers are just, poof, there. Kill that person. Where did it come from? This happens a couple times. She gets back to the cabin and there's this investigator who I guess was supposed to be important to a storyline that was deleted from 2 and 3 because they went back and did reshoots and they decided, we don't need to. There's going to be an investigation and finding out who the strangers are. And I actually could have been into that a little bit because one of the biggest things about the original ones was that we don't know who they are. It was also implied that there were 3 different people each time. Like, it's the 3 people in the original movie, and the 3 people in the Pray at Night were also 3 different people. It could very much be. Right? Especially since they changed the actors. That's a big thing. And you see Dollface's face in the second one, and you get a glimpse of it in the first one, and they're not the same face. So it's implied it could be different people. But here, it's a trilogy, so we could do something. And we do find the identity of one, the waitress, who I guess was in the first one. I've only seen the first one once, and I never went back to it. I guess so. She was in the first one. Apparently, she is one of the strangers. She's Pinup Girl, which, by the way, they've retroactively retconned her to be the one. I don't know if I caught that in the first one because I was complaining that she wasn't blonde. But they've retroactively made her the one that says, "Is Tamara home?" And by the way, it's home, not here, like this fucking trilogy keeps saying. It's Tamara home. But apparently in this version, she's the one that says this Tamara's here. You know, it's supposed to be The other one. Dollface. Dollface is the one that says that. But they've retconned it. Not only was it not a mistake in the last one, you get flashbacks. Because for some reason, whoever wrote this movie goes, hey, we should tell them who Tamara is. Not thinking about what that actually meant in the original movies. There was no Tamara, you fucking idiots. Here, I will get more into that. Here, not only do they establish there was a Tamara, but it's a fucking game where the Scarecrow is not Baghead like he's supposed to be, but Scarecrow is what he's called, as a kid, knocked on a door. A little door they had at some kind of Mormon playground or something. And Tamara would come, and she'd open the door, and he'd go, is Tamara here? And she'd give him a kiss. I don't think he's supposed to give him a kiss, but... And then it's revealed that Pinup Girl killed her, and that's the Tamara thing, and they do that. That's how they play the game. Keep in mind, in this flashback, they only showed the two of them. Where the third one came from would probably answered in the third one. But, yeah. And again, I gotta go back to how there was never a Tamara in the original films. There's never supposed to be. That, I guarantee you, was probably just because it's supposed to be random. So they go to any house. And they're like, what name do we use when he asks for it? I don't know, Tamara? Okay. And they just stuck with that name. Guarantee you, that is it. There was never a Tamara. She wasn't important. Nothing. Nothing. And furthermore, this movie, where this girl, woman, person, is being chased by serial killers, gives us a chase scene where you don't see who's chasing her until she gets into a vehicle. Then it's revealed it is a horrible CGI boar. I mean, as far as CGI goes, it's not terrible, but why? I missed this. A shout out to Mr. Gigi, who also missed it, but was able to gather that it was a scene before the chase where you see Scarecrow go into a barn and you hear pig noises. And there's a flashback after this that shows that he can talk to pigs. He can control them, make them do what he wants. So he controls the boars, do they? Really? It's the Pied Piper of Boarland. Okay? He has the power of Pumbaa. I know it's a war hard, but still. And yes, Mr. Gigi made a Hakuna Matata joke too, but whatever. So there's the thing. So she goes, like I said, she goes back to the cabin, and she meets. I am very confused why this is white and not red. I don't know. It's just, it seems like it should be. Hope it looks like it's recording. We'll see. Anyway, so eventually she makes her way back to the cabin from the first film. Somehow she's just running in circles. She gets new clothes, and she reminisces of what happened in the first one. That guy that was randomly shot. Why? Because they did that in the first one, the original one. So it's a mechanic here, and he's not one of them. That's where this investigator is in. He's in from internal affairs, and he's supposed to have a bigger role, but they're like, well, we're going to cut him out, so they killed him off. And it's the dumbest thing. It's the most obvious thing. How to do it. He gets her in, and he gets her in, and he's like, okay, it's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. He's dead. Sure enough. Arrow to the face. When a character has to stop and take a minute, you know something's happening. It is so... This is Renny Harlin. Renny Harlin should never be predictable. I know he hasn't made good stuff. You know, that pirate movie he made wasn't very good, but Die Hard 2 is good. Cliffhanger. Nightmare on 3-4. Yes, it's good. Compared to 5? Yes. And Freddy's Dead? Yes. What else did he do? The Long Kiss Goodnight? Yes, very good. So I think he has more good than bad. Though doing all three of these is going to make that equal, I think. But still, I haven't seen all of his movies, I guess, but so she drives off in this thing, and then I guess they must have shot something on the ambulance because it ends up starting to power down, and wouldn't you know, she just happens to reach some house at the top of a hill, and it's the nurse and her roommates. And again, they do the same thing from earlier, where she has this conversation with Gabriel Basso, whose name is Gregory, and very heavily, he's got the tattoo on his neck. That's the smiley face. Oh, it's just a old church camp thing, and he's like, I'm like, and the whole time he's just like, the look on his face, like he's just. I'm like, no, this is screaming red herring. The only person who believed that he is the killer is Freddie Jones from Pup Named Scooby Doo, and to this he leaves shortly before the other two, Pinup Girl and Dollface, show up and kill the rest of them off screen, by the way. And again, there are moments where he's just screaming, you could just kill them. There's a point where she is hiding, and then Dollface comes up behind her and could stab her to death right there. But instead, she starts to sing a song. I don't know what it was. You're on my sunshine. Is that what it is? Or no, some about doll. I don't know. But she could kill her right now, no. And then Maya's able to just stab her in the shoulder. She gets out, and she gets into the ambulance or something. It's like, go, 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 go. And it's the pinup girl. So they have a fight. And, she knocks her down, but she's not dead. So she pops back up and tries to strangle her. The seatbelt. So I figure, crash the thing. And then they have more fight, and then stabs her in the face. And Pinup Girl dies. And then Scarecrow and the other one. Scarecrow and Dollface, the names of some. And Dollface and Pinup Girl were the names in the original. They changed Scarecrow. They show up and they take the mask off Pinup Girl and reveal it was the waitress we saw at the beginning that they killed some guy. Yeah, okay. It was the waitress we see. She was in the first one too, but no one remembers that. When this is over, after I reviewed the third one, I'm gonna have to watch all three in a row. Maybe I'll do that before when the third one comes out. I'll watch the first two. Why? It's for the content, damn it. Watch the first two. I don't wanna. Shut up. You watch the first two and then the third one. Maybe everything will make sense. It won't, because I guarantee it won't, right? But at least they're sticking with somewhat of the same story they wanted. I hope. Right? Because, look at the David Gordon Green Halloween trilogy, right? Look at that. They did the first two and they went, you know what? We have to kind of push what we're doing with that one. So let's just completely change the movie and not go with anything we were going to do before. Which makes people think they didn't have anything before, but I guarantee you they had something. Whatever they came up with wasn't in. But when they somehow thought that this new story with Corey Cunningham was going to be better, do what they had, and I want to know. The original plan was it's supposed to all take place Halloween night, which is confusing, but I don't know. A movie's over, by the way. Yeah. See, they see her dead, and then they kind of look out, and Maya's in the woods somewhere, and it ends. And then apparently there's some after credits thing where the show from chapter 3 where Maya's wearing one of the mask thingies. I feel that's going to be a dream sequence. I feel like we're going to get that at the beginning of chapter 3. That she's wearing the thing and she's going to wake up. I think that's what it's going to be. There's also the cops who are trying to. It's very obvious that they're trying to bury something. You know, Richard breaking this other guy, and they're trying to talk about the diner. Yeah, they just shh. Oh no, they hear us. And Sheriff Richard Brake doesn't want any outside people in here. I'm just like, okay, they're trying to cover up something, right? It'd be something Richard Brake was Scarecrow, but the fact that we keep cutting to him kind of tells me he's not. Though his casting made me think he was. And I just don't think Gregory is Scarecrow. I don't know. I mean, he fits the age thing, but like, I don't know. I also feel like he'd be way too obvious. Like, the cops show up, all his roommates are dead, and he's the only one that just happened to not be there. That makes him suspect number one. I don't think that would be a good idea for the strangers to do that. Well, you know, because Gregory. It's like, who's the only one that's not here? Gregory. He's suspect number one. Immediately they're going to point to him. So, I've seen enough cops in movies to know that's what they go for. And I don't think he'd implicate himself that easily. He's not. I don't know. I don't know the gentleman, but he doesn't seem like he's that stupid. You know, she also didn't do the one thing she could have done to get away from this. Leave town. Think about it. She leaves the hospital. Where she go? She's just driving around. She's running around this entire place. She gets vehicles and just tries to drive randomly. Why not drive towards where you know is out of town? We can't do that. And also, because this is the middle movie in a series of 3, every vehicle she gets in has to break down at some point. Or she freaks out and runs off. Right? Just doesn't... I don't know. This one's as poopy as the last one. What did I give the last one? Was that a fry in hell? I don't know if it's that bad. I'd say it's stuck in the mud. Maybe. I guess. Hold on. How am I gonna search for My Strangers Chapter 1 review on a YouTube? Sometimes my stuff pops up. Sometimes. Let's look. I did not. I meant to go to YouTube. God damn it. Just keep going, maybe I'll find it. That's the same picture I used, but it's not. Well, no, I didn't have Brad Jones' face in it. Just keep going. No. No. Stranger Things now is popping up. Do I just want to type my name in? I keep seeing that picture. I use that picture. So if that a lot of people use the same. Nope. Let me. Don't. No Tootsies. One. There it is with the poopy on it. That's right. I put the poopy in it. There's me. Want to hear me? Here's me. I'm hitting myself with something. What am I hitting myself with?
I could sit here and just beat myself in the head with this for the entire video.
Is that a remote? It's a remote.
I'm going to. Hello there. I got a headache. You don't. He's a hope you don't.
Okay, so this was Halloween Horror Month in 2024?
When are we getting this? There's not even a release date, which tells you something. Uh-oh, this didn't go the way we expected. Really? You made a cheap-ass copy of a great movie and expected it to do well. The fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know if I'll rewatch my stuff.
You know, when I started this review, I was thinking, oh, it's a very low, not worth your time. But you know what? Fuck it. Fry in hell. Fry in hell.
Okay. I guess I really didn't like that one, but here's my thing. This one's also bad. But I feel like I knew it was going to be bad, and I was already expecting it to be bad. So I don't think... I mean, I knew that one was going to be bad too, but it was like... I hope maybe... Because that was one of the things where people keep saying something's bad, and then I'll watch it, and I like it. So that's what I was thinking, and that was my second watch of that. So I've seen that twice, actually. I forgot. I watched it right away, and then waited till October of 2024 to watch it again. Not waiting this time. I'm just going to do it now, because I'm not... But then you'd have two to do. I'll just do 3 in October now. Let's do chapter 3 in October. If it's out, it's probably out by then. It's stuck in the mud. It's stuck in the mud, which is the equivalent to not worth your time, but this would even be not worth your time. But if you watch the first one, watch it. It's just stuck in the mud. So, what are your thoughts on The Strangers Chapter 2? Let me know in the comments below, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.